I would like to just focus perhaps on what do we need to achieve the economic transformation that we all aspire to. I think there is a joint responsibility at multiple levels. So at domestic level, we need to ensure that we're crowding in the private sector, creating an enabling environment, reducing policy and regulatory uncertainty. We need to also ensure that there is better debt management. We need to build capacity to design and structure the innovative instruments that Kevin has been referring to. So we need to make sure that we're doing our part, and that also includes ensuring high returns for each dollar that we spend, that we're getting the highest returns. So really ensuring expenditure efficiency. And of course, we need to enhance domestic resource mobilization. We need to ensure that we are really curbing leakages even in taxation, meaning, the tax exemptions that we have, the concessions that we have. We need to have really tough discussions at a national level, of what are we getting in terms of returns for the revenues that we are losing. But at the same time, we need to make sure that we are leveraging huge regional opportunities. We have the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement that we need to advance its implementation, and we need to focus on building regional value chains so that we can create better jobs, higher wages, and actually tap our natural resources, be it renewable resources or green minerals. This is the future. We need to shift, our growth paradigm. We can no longer export our development opportunities by exporting raw material. If we do that,
can we give that a round of applause, please? Thank you.
So really tapping on this and building on it to develop our green industries will be key for us not to be followers in development, but to lead the way in developing for the future. And we need to also use that to tackle, I think, the biggest challenge for the economic transformation, which is the huge energy gap that we have in the continent. So if we can tap the energy pools, build the transmission lines that we were talking about in an earlier meeting today, that will give us the opportunity to address that biggest obstacle to economic transformation. And then, doing all that, then we need to also make sure that we're advocating at a global level to get what is needed to achieve it. And here comes, the global financial architecture reforms that ECA has been convening the Africa High-Level Working Group with the African Union, with AFDB and others, to try to really build the consensus of African asks for reforms and advanced at a global level. And here, the three most important areas is, one, making sure that we have affordable finance at scale. We need to be able to invest in SDGs. We need to be able to tackle climate action and at an affordable rates. For that to happen, comes exactly what my dear friend Alexia was mentioning, the role of MDBs. That will be critical. We need a bigger role for MDBs, and to enable them to do this, we need to make sure that they are sufficiently capitalized, that their concessional windows, and here I'd like to emphasize the need to make sure that the Africa Development Fund is appropriately capitalized so that it can provide concessional and affordable finance. And we need to also make sure that we're maximizing the balance sheet utilization that allows MDBs to take more risk on their balance sheet. So all these things will be very critical to make sure that this happens. And I'm really delighted, and congratulations, that the SDR rechanneling framework has been approved. This is a critical and historical milestone that now will enable underutilized idle resources in the form of IMF special drawing rights that are not currently utilized to actually create 3 to 4 times leverage. And we hope the size of that allocation and the channeling of it will materialize soon to actually enable that. So that would be a very important area to ensure that we get the donor country support and pledges to make that operational. And of course, we need to make sure that we have a global debt resolution framework that actually works. We need to reform the G20 to make sure that it's effective, time-bound, transparent, includes middle income, and have a comparability of treatment. So this will be really important. And finally, and relates to the issue of curbing illicit financial flows, we have a great opportunity with the UN Tax Convention that has been put forward by the African group in the United Nations to actually address this issue at a global stage. So hope that we can really rally efforts to ensure that that goes through so that we can curb these leakages. Just to illustrate, the leakages from the illicit financial flows, which is over $85 billion a year, is multiples of what the continent receives annually in official development finance. So in ODA assistance. So that tells you that we need to keep our eye on the ball to focus really on what matters.
Thank you.